In this video, I'm going to be showing you how I was able to manage over 90 clients at one time in my remote training business. So if you want to know how I was able to actually manage that many people, then you're going to want to stick around in this video because I'm going to show you the tool that I was able to use and leverage to be able to give my clients really high levels of support and also maximize the time. So for any of you guys watching out there, you're probably thinking, Nick, how were you able to manage so many clients online? And the answer is I used an app called Trainerize. So if you don't know what Trainerize is, it was originally an online fitness platform. But when I first talked to a Trainerize representative, yes, I talked to a Trainerize representative, they said there was an online tennis business that was absolutely crushing it. And I thought, if it's good enough for a tennis business, then it's good enough for me. So I took a deep dive, I learned all the ins and outs, and I actually had a full onboarding process with the Trainerize team. And I had a representative walk me through the entire app to show me the things that I can implement right now, to show me the things that I possibly could be doing in the future, and how to leverage the app moving forward. So if you're out there wondering how you're meant to actually train people online, then this video is for you, because I'm going to show you how I was able to work with so many clients at once and actually get them good results and not drive myself absolutely insane. So let's jump right into the video. All right, so when you first get into the app, this is what it's going to look like on your computer. You can also go on your phone and manage it all through your phone. I'm going to be showing you how you can do it through the laptop because it has so many more features, but you're still able to change clients' workouts and stuff like that through the app. So this is what the main dashboard page looks like. You know, it's kind of been a little bit since I've been on the app, but as you can see here, I had a ton of active clients, May, June, July. So for any of you guys out there that think that I'm lying about how many guys I used to train, there you go, right? This is actually my Trainerize account. And so one of the nicest parts about Trainerize is that you can actually use the messaging feature. And so I'll go in here and you can see I have all my messages here to real human beings. And that's how I would communicate with them, right? So another really awesome feature about Trainerize is this group feature, right? And this is probably my favorite feature about Trainerize. And the reason why is because I was able to provide resources every single day to the entire group, right? So as you can see here, I would post in the group every single day, you know, a little post, some baseball stuff, right? Maybe just some stuff I saw on the internet. And then every single day I would post like a mechanical analysis into the group. And that way, no matter who I talked to that day, I was able to help everybody in the group. Whether or not I hopped on like a one-on-one call or something like that with a client, it didn't really matter, right? I was still able to deliver to everybody all at once, which is a super cool feature, right? Because that was probably the thing that my clients said they liked the most, was because they were getting to learn every single day, just kind of the overall concepts and like what I was trying to preach. And so when I was able to deliver to a large group of people at once like that, and they were getting a ton of value, that's what I really enjoyed, was being able to, you know, get the feedback that people were saying like, hey, this type of stuff is really working, right? So you can see how when you're able to deliver one, you know, digital asset, let's say, to a wide group of people and they're all getting value from it, you can see how that takes off a lot of time off your plate, right? And that doesn't mean that I wasn't getting on one-on-one calls with my athletes, right? That's far from it. I was still delivering to them, but I was taking way less one-on-one calls than if I wasn't posting those mechanical analysis every single day, right? Because somebody could just ask me, hey, can you do a mechanical analysis for me? Boom, I do it. And now they have something to work on for the next 2 months, right? Because it's a very fine skill or fine tweak or something like that, right? And then they can send me video and we can check in and we can hop on calls every once in a while. But I didn't need to sit there and hold their hand all the time, right? These kids are a lot more mature and a lot more driven than you think they are. And the ones that really, really want it are going to be able to get results. So with that being said, about clients, there's obviously a feature where you can come in here and manage all your clients. Obviously, I don't have any right now because I don't actually train anybody anymore. But here's where, you know, a lot of my bread and butter was I was able to create a ton of different rough templates of programs with like multiple months built out at a time, right? So like 6 months built out. And what these templated programs were able to do is I was able to get a rough skeleton of, you know, the general framework of how I was going to train people, right? And that doesn't mean that everyone got the exact same program, because obviously everybody needs something a little bit different. But what that does mean is that I had general philosophies and general principles that I was trying to teach guys. And so the programs would be structured around that. And then once I got them on the initial onboarding call, we could kind of go through like what specifically I needed to tailor to them. And anytime they had a need that I didn't have already, I would add it to my database, and boom, my exercise library would grow. Think of a program as like the overall progression, right? Month to month progression. A program could be 1 month, it could be 6 weeks, it could be 12 weeks, it could be however long you want it to be, right? But a workout is an individual workout that they're doing on one specific day, and that workout is comprised of a bunch of different exercises, right? And so what I would do is I was able to create a bunch of different workouts based on all the exercises that we had. And so I was able to pretty much mix and match a ton of different exercises to create different workout plans. And so as I had somebody join the program and I needed to tweak like my rough foundation to fit what they needed, I would save it as a workout, right? And then sometimes I would have somebody else come on with similar problems and I could give them a similar workout, right? So I would have throwing routines for them. I had arm care, I had, weightlifting, things like that, right? And you can see here the exercises. I had a gigantic exercise library that we were able to build out. A nice part about Trainerize is you're able to integrate your payments directly through the app, and that way it'll be able to keep track of all the athletes that you're working with at one time. And so you can see right here, for any of y'all hating out there that said, oh no, it's not true what you were doing, here it is, May 2023, $31,000 collected through Trainerize. So I actually know what I'm doing. I actually had a ton of guys going through this. And then you can check right here. In July of 2023, I had 291 active subscribers. Not all those people were paying. We did give out a free product that would get people in the door and then try and sell to those guys. But you can see here that like I actually had a ton of people rolling through this program. Another cool feature about Trainerize is they have the calendar scheduling ability to where people can schedule direct calls with you. I never used it. I just used Zoom and allowed people to schedule calls with me through Calendly. So they could just click right there, schedule a call with me, and then it would send them a Zoom link. So I never used the calendar function in Trainerize, but you can use it, although I would recommend just using Zoom because you can draw on the screen and kind of do like a live mechanical analysis. Something that's a little bit more advanced, but I figured I would introduce to you guys is the tags section. So I've mentioned in a video before about an app called Zapier, and what Zapier is it's an app that integrates multiple apps to each other, and it will allow for automations to happen, right? And so in Zapier, it connects to Trainerize, and based on how an athlete gets tagged, it can create a bunch of different automations. So I was able to create an automation to where based on how somebody filled out a Google form, it would give them a rough skeleton of what program they were looking at based on how they were able to fill out that Google form. And because I spent so much time and I knew the system, I was able to create very, very customized programs at just the click of a button because people were able to fill out a Google form and I had options for them. So one of the coolest parts about Trainerize is that you can go through and schedule out when workouts are meant to be completed. And so you can see right here, here's a sample of what a calendar looked like for one of my athletes, right? And so I would send them like an onboarding survey to see how they enjoyed the onboarding process. And then here at the end of week 1, I would send them a check-in. I would send them a reminder on Friday that a survey was coming. And then every 2 weeks, I would send them a feedback survey to kind of see how everything is going. But really right here, I was able to send automated like checkups through feedback surveys, right? So I would have normal conversations with my athletes, and then I automated the checkups with feedback surveys, so that way I didn't have to remember who was due for a feedback survey when. Me and the athletes were made aware that these were automated feedback surveys, so that way they weren't like, oh my god, I'm getting hit by a robot right now, this is totally BS. Another super cool feature about Trainerize is you can make meals. And so what I did is I built out a bunch of different meal options in here that guys could use that I really liked. Nutrition wasn't the main source of the program. However, it was a nice feature that we added in there. Some guys didn't necessarily need nutrition, but for the guys that did and needed more guidance, then I was able to help them with that. And because it's a fitness app, they were able to track their calories directly through the app. So overall, Trainerize is probably the most useful tool out there when it comes to actually training people over the internet. Some people out there use other apps like the Futures app or OnForm or different things like that, but no app has the automations and capacity to handle a lot of clients at once like Trainerize, and no other app out there integrates with Zapier nearly as well. And if you can leverage Zapier and Trainerize and all of the automative capabilities that each of the apps hold, then you're able to manage a lot of clients at once. If I didn't have to worry about managing the sales process and the back-end business systems, and all I was doing was managing my clients, I probably could have managed 200 plus clients at once and gotten results and given them the best support that they've ever had. And the reason why I was able to do that is because I was building a community through Trainerize. I was giving them more and more assets every single day, so that every single time a new athlete signed up, the experience for everybody was getting better because they were able to learn from one more customer. And so when you can create an environment like that in baseball training, it becomes a pretty deadly combination. So obviously, if you want to know more about my program and how I help guys implement stuff like this into their business, you can go ahead and check out the main video on my YouTube channel. I hope y'all got a ton of value out of this video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.